A wonderful good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for our annual Rotary Valentine's program that was founded by our fellow Rotarian Dan Austin about 22 years ago. Now, February is the month of love. So you have to think about Jatam, I love you, ich liebe dich, Sagapo, as the Greek would say. But, I want to talk briefly about how special the Rotary Club is of Fort Lauderdale. What you may not know, the Rotary Club of Fort Lauderdale is a service club that simply just gives back to the communities locally, nationally, and internationally. We hope that some of you will be inspired to join us by donating in support of our Agape Love Breakfast, where we will be actually feeding 275 homeless and gifting them with a special Valentine's Love Bag. This special breakfast will be on February 13th at 9:30 at Hope Sound, Florida. A link will be shared with you at the end of this program, and you will definitely have the opportunity to dig deep into your pocket, into your wallet, and maybe donate $10 that will bring 4 love bags to the homeless, $20 aid, or just don't stop there. Just make it $100 even, whichever you want. So, why don't we get the show on the road? Without further ado, Mesdames and Messieurs, Señoras and Señores, meine Damen und Herren, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce first a very special, talented man, Marty Fishman, which you may not actually know, has Hungarian and Polish descent, will sing "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning" from the 1943 musical Oklahoma by Rodgers and Hammerstein. Marty, just take it away for us.
Well, that being a beautiful morning and a beautiful day, here we go. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They don't raise their heads as they see me ride by, but a little brown maverick is winking her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, it don't miss a tree. And an old weeping willer is laughing at me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Oh my God, Marty, the crowd is going wild. Standing ovation. They're breaking down the curtains. Unbelievable. Well done, Marty. Thank you so much. That was phenomenal. So, folks, now I'm going to take you on a little journey to Japan. And our own Margot Carrington, which, by the way, is of Polish and Irish descent, will give you a brief introduction on Japanese haiku. No, it's not haiku, it's haiku. And what she will recite to you is something about love and mutual understanding through the Japanese haiku. Margot, just go ahead, take it away.
Thank you, Heiko. As a new member, I'm really thrilled to participate in today's talent show that celebrates love. And I also took note of the fact that February is World Understanding Month in the Rotary calendar, and it's a time for us to redouble our efforts to promote peace, goodwill, and understanding among people of the world. So with that in mind, I'd like to give you a brief window into the culture of Japan, a country of ancient traditions that was heavily influenced by Zen Buddhism. Although haiku predates Zen by several centuries, it was greatly shaped by that religion. Buddhist monks were some of its most ardent practitioners, as they saw it as a meditative and spiritual art form that helped to dissolve feelings of separation by helping us experience the unity of our nature and the nature of everything around us. I would argue that in that sense, haiku is, by its very essence, an expression of love. I'll now recite a few haiku. I promise to be brief, since there are many rules in haiku, including that most poems should be no more than 17 syllables long. First, one of the most famous haiku by Matsuo Basho, known simply as Basho. Furuike ya kawazu tobikomu, mizu no oto. The ancient pond, a frog jumps in, the sound of water. This haiku is considered a masterpiece as it hews to the stylistic rules I just referred to. But more importantly, it perfectly draws our attention to silence and the stillness of water and the importance of being in that moment in nature. Our attention is then drawn even more to that moment by the sudden breaking of that silence by a summer frog. Cherry blossoms, and I have some here for you to see, have become, as you know, a powerful symbol of the friendship between the US and Japan due to a gift we received from Japan of 3,000 cherry blossom trees in 1912. These trees, known in Japanese as sakura, as are the blossoms of that tree, now grace the tidal basin in our nation's capital. Thanks to them, Americans have come to see cherry blossoms as symbols of peace, renewal, and the coming of spring. In Japan, spring is a time of wonderful celebration in Japan. There are gatherings of friends, family, and co-workers to share food and drink under the cherry blossoms in a grand tradition known as O Hanami. Hana means flower. So if you hear hana, very often in a haiku, it refers to sakura. For the Japanese, sakura epitomize beauty and fragility, and they bring to mind Zen themes of mindfulness, mortality, and the importance of being in the present, because it's all too fleeting. This haiku by Onitsuda, I believe, perfectly captures that sentiment. Hana saku kara ni, miru kara ni, chiru kara ni. The flowers blossom, and then we gaze, and then the blooms scatter, and then. Here is another haiku about sakura from Basho, who we just heard from, which he wrote on the occasion of reuniting with his fellow poet and disciple Hattori after a 20-year absence. Inochi futatsu no naka ni ikitaru, sakura kana. Our two lives coming together at cherry blossom time. In closing, I would like to read a haiku by Kobayashi Isa, Isa is actually his nickname, which means one cup of tea, but it's the name by which he came to be widely known. Isa, along with Basho and two other poets, are known as the four great master haiku poets. I chose this haiku because I feel it really embodies our Rotary values and is reminiscent of a phrase you often hear repeated by Rotarians. There are no strangers here, only friends we haven't yet met. You will hear a very similar sentiment in this beautiful haiku by Isa. Hana no kage, aka no tani wa nakakeri. In the shade of the cherry blossoms, there are no strangers. I hope you've enjoyed this brief journey to Japan, a country I have come to truly love and that I consider my second home. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Arigato, Margot. Unbelievable. I think they were just beautiful and very inspiring. I think the messages were very deep and sound. And Mr. President Perry and fellow Rotarians, because of this, I gave it a gander of my own haiku. And it's a haiku that has 17 syllables and has 3 lines. And in honor of all of the Rotarians, I would like to present to you a haiku by Heiko. Rotarians, service above self opens opportunities. So off we go to the next one. Our next performer, no other than our Rachel Young, Joe Young's beautiful wife. And hey, by the way, she is Italian-Lithuanian. What a great combination. I want to hang out in your kitchen. And Rachel Young will sing More Than Words by Sharon and Betancourt in the band Extreme. Go take it away, Rachel.
Hi, Rotarians. Thanks for letting me perform for you guys again. So here we go. Saying I love you, it's not the words I thought to hear from you. It's not that I want to, like I said, but if you only knew how easy it would be to show you how I feel. More than words is all you'd have to do to make it real. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you couldn't make things new just by saying I love you. Now that I've tried to talk to you and make you understand, all you have to do is close your eyes and just reach out your hand and touch me. Hold me close, don't ever let me go. More than words is all I've ever needed you to show. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. Happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Oh my God, at the stadium, everybody having their lights on. Oh my God, I see hundreds, now thousands, now 10,000s. Unbelievable. Rachel, you did absolutely phenomenal. That was just fantastic. I think Hollywood is going to be calling contractors in the work. Thank you so much, Rachel. Well, let me go ahead and take it now to the godfather of our Valentine's program, our own Dan Austin, who, by the way, is of Indian and Irish descent. What a combination. I don't even know what to say to that one. But Dan is going to be so kind in reciting a poem. And the poem is called A Lady Who Thinks She Is 30 by Ogden Nash. Dan, go ahead and take it away, my friend.
Thank you, Heiko. And thank you for your kind words. It's a pleasure to be with all of you and to enjoy this Valentine's program. But given my questionable talents in music, I decided to caress your Rotary souls with a poem. It's a reading from the pen of Ogden Nash, a poet of some renown in the 20th century, one who delighted in composing whimsical poetry and always giving the reader a surprise ending, a truism about human nature. His words are just as transparent today as they were 70 years ago. He delighted in putting smiles on people's faces when he struck a chord of thoughtfulness, such as when he described the word marriage. To keep your marriage brimming with love in the loving cup. Whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right, shut up. My favorite Nash poem is about a young lady about to turn 30 and feels old age is creeping upon her, thinking that her life is fleeing without hope. The message, however, is applicable to any person, whatever one's age. Unwillingly, Miranda wakes, feels the sun with terror. One unwilling step she takes, shuddering to the mirror. Miranda, in Miranda's sight, is old and gray and dirty. 29 she was last night. This morning she is 30. Shining like the morning star, like the twilight shining. Haunted by a calendar, Miranda is a pinning. Silly girl, silver girl, draw the mirror toward you. Time that makes the years to twirl, adorn as he adored you. Time is timeless for you, calendars for the human. What's a year or 30 to loveliness made woman? O night will not see 30 again, yet soft her wing, Miranda. Pick up your glass and tell me then, how old is spring, Miranda? Let all of your springtimes, my dear fellow Rotarians, be eternal. And if Ogden Nash were with us today, his parting homily to Rotarians might be, all the Rotary women are beautiful, and all the Rotary men are mysterious, and all the endings are happy, whatever our ages. Thank you, my dear friends.
Dan, that was just so beautiful. And what you don't know, in your honor, since you and I have a very special connection, I composed a poem for you. And allow me to share this poem with you. It's a love poem from me to you, and I hope you will understand what I say when I recite this poem. Roses are red. Violets are blue. You are Kansas bred and a Jayhawk too. I love you, Dan.
Love you. Thank you, Heiko.
Thank you. Folks, I'm telling you, this is just amazing. I mean, we're going all over the world, and I think right now we're just going to hit one of our Italian sections. Joe, are you online? Are you already there? Joe, he is not a mud. He's Italian. I mean, he is as Italian as it gets. And he will actually play today the piano for us and perform All I Want Is You, written by you two. Joe, just take it away for us.
Sure. You say you want diamonds and a ring of gold. You say you want the story to remain untold, but all the promises we made, from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. You say you give me a highway with no one on it, a treasure just to look upon it, all the riches in the night. You say you give me eyes in a moon of blindness, a river in a time of dryness, a harbor in the tempest, but all the promises we made, from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. You say you want love to work out right, to last with me through the night. You say you want diamonds and a ring of gold, your story to remain untold. Oh, love not to grow cold, but all the promises we made, from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. Thank you.
Oh, man. I'm chilling. I think, Joe, this was so cool. I mean, ti amo, my brother. Ti amo. That's all I got to say. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, speaking about Italian, we're just going to go ahead and bring Gina in. And Gina Robichaud, Russian descent, Dos Vedanya, Russian descent, will sing O mio bambino cara from the opera Gianni Cicin, based on Dante Divine Comedy by Giacomo Puccini. Go ahead, Gina.
Спасибо, Хайко. Я люблю тебя. The audio went out. My speaker went out. Connection unsuccessful. All right, no speaker. Here we go. Oh, mio bambino caro, mi piacerebbe mandare in a comprar l'anello. Sì, sì, ci voglio andare. E se l'amor se ma per buttarmi in aria mi stremamento tanto, Babbo, pietà, pietà. Babbo, pietà.
Bravo, Gina. Bravo. This was incredible. Mille grazie. Spasiba. This was amazing. Bravo, 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 bravo. Well done. Yes, we love you too. Right back at you. You know, now we have a special treat. And, you know, I'm going to bring our dear brother, Bobby Rodriguez. Little bit of a Puerto Rican Spanish descent, you know, and you folks, oh yeah, ole, ole, ole. And you all probably remember that famous movie, Harry Met Sally. Yeah, you probably remember that. No, he's not going to reenact the scene in the restaurant when Harry had to listen to Sally. What actually Bobby is going to do, he's going to sing It Had to Be You, written by Isham Jones in the 1920s. Bobby, just get away.
Yes, it was written in 1924, and although it's been recorded by a million people, this was really, it launched the career for Harry Connick Jr. in the movie Harry Met Sally, and I'd like to send this out to my wife if she's watching. And it goes something like this. By the way, this is my orchestra in the background, which we happened to record several years ago. It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around and finally found somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, or even be glad just to be sad, thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be me, might never be cross or try to be boss, but that wouldn't do. For nobody else gave me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Some others I've seen might never be me, might never be cross, try to be boss, but that wouldn't do. For nobody else gave me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still, baby. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. That's it.
I'm just thrilled with that. Thank you, Bob, so much. If you can just get yourself a music, great. And I tell you, you did just great. It was absolutely phenomenal. So what did you think about our program, folks? Well, I really want to bring all the performers out one more time for this memorable performance. And let's please hear it one more time for Marty Fishman, Margot Carrington, Rachel Young, Dan Austin, Joe Piscipola, Gina Robichaud, and Bobby Rodriguez.
And for our MC, Mr. Haiku.
No, you're too funny. So I want to give also very special thanks out to our online production leader, Tammy Holder, who is the artist in residence at the Broward Center. And please make sure that you donate generously and often to our Agape Love Breakfast for February 13th at 9:30. And now it's going back to you, Mr. President. Thank you so much, all. Bravo.